up, guys? It's Wolverine Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Hill Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Hey guys, it's Dan Rosa and welcome to True Hill Heat.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat. And I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. Look at that! New layout and everything. We are here for a new edition, episode 97 of AEWramble, reviewing AEW Dynamite, the May 31st, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. I am, of course, here and joined by the man of 49,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan when he actually watches the show. It is Jimmy Macram.
Absolutely. Well, to be fair, I didn't get a link for the show, so I would have had to pay for it.
You didn't ask.
I never ask. A whole bunch of shit I don't ask for that I get.
You weren't on the review, so what did I have to send it to you for?
Just get shit. I don't ask for it. Oh, look at this fucking Matt Jackson thing. Oh, here are the ratings. Oh, here are this. Whole bunch of shit I don't ask for. I just get it in my box. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hey, you weren't on the review. You told me the day of the day of the show you weren't going to be on the review. So I was like, okay.
No, that's not true.
Fine. Yeah, you did.
A week in advance. No.
You confirmed. You confirmed the day of the show. You confirmed the day of the show. You weren't going to be on the review on Monday. You didn't give me a reason. You said I'm busy, nothing like that. It was just no. I'm not gonna show up. I can't make it.
Oh, I need a good reason.
Yeah. You gave me a reason. You gave me a reason for Revolution. You was like, oh, I'm doing something with my family. Okay, cool.
It's Sunday. It's the same thing every Sunday. Though, even if that wasn't the case, if it was Saturday, my reason would be it's a Tony Khan production. No.
Why are you so angry to be here? You have a good time. You wind up liking the show a little bit more.
No.
When we do
this part. These 2 hours, fine. 2 hours I have to do to get here, not fine.
Yes, we're here. Another edition of AEWramble. It's always the same shit, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to you. This is what we go through. This is like what we have conversations with each other. This is usually how it goes. So welcome to our friendship. How are you? How are y'all? How are you, Jimmy? It's been a while. Been a week.
I'm all right. I think I enjoyed some of that show last night.
I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it was like the regular kind of reset after a pay-per-view, but it was
No,
enough
nope.
fallout from the show. And I would say after the crowd at AEW Double or Nothing, I talked about it on the review. I thought that was one of the worst AEW pay-per-view crowds they've ever had. The San Diego crowd, man, we're going to talk about it. But yes, welcome to the show. We appreciate you all for joining us live. If you're joining us on demand, we appreciate you as well. Remember, show that appreciation back. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We had a huge week with AEW Double or Nothing, with WWE Night of Champions, all the major shows from the past week. We gained over 350 subscribers last week, so we appreciate anyone new who is joining us here on AEWramble, joining us here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. We appreciate the love, and we appreciate the good brother Mike from Indeed, who hooked us up with our new overlay. How do you like the new look? The new look here.
Check you out, Mike. Thank you very much. It's a very solid overlay. That's a great word for it. I like the colors, I like the font, I like all of it. I'm not gonna say thank you because you didn't do it for me, but I do.
He did it for the show. He had to
no, that's I'm a periphery gift getter.
So if it's like it's like you and your significant other get a gift from somebody, you're like, oh no, I'm not thanking you for.
No. If somebody bought my significant other a giant TV that I'm also going to happen to watch,
yes.
I said, yeah, it's not for me. Thank you, but it's not for me. Appreciate it, I guess.
You're strange. Your logic is very strange.
I just focus on what is. I focus on what is, not what happens.
Annika's here with us in the chat. We got Ricky with the understatement of the year. God got nuclear heat. Oh my god!
I can't remember the last time I heard that shit. That was wild.
That was one of the. That might have been one of my favorite Dynamite segments of all time. Like, you know me, I love me some True Hill Heat. Oh my goodness! Yes. Mike admiring his own work said it's so pretty. He says, "Oh, good. I left enough space at the bottom for the scrolling ticker." You did.
Does this count as porn? You watch this guy blow himself for an hour. This is wild. Thank you, sir.
What are we doing?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Just a thought.
He said, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat?" We also got Frantic World, who says AEW is going to be the home of the WWE Thunderdome. Oh, okay. We got Safed, who says last night Dynamite was a makeup for him Double or Nothing pay-per-view.
So you didn't like it, okay?
Yes, it seems to be a consistent thread for people that were watching at home. People in the building said it was loud, and the people were reacting to stuff. But the people that watched it on pay-per-view, maybe that's a Mike Manseri. Mike Manseri apparently got criticism because he went on Twitter and he was like, "I heard all y'all talking and stuff," and he was like, "I'm just gonna use it to get better," basically.
What is he, Michael Jordan? What kind of nonsense? I'm gonna use it to get better. You have a job. It's a simple job.
I took that one personally. Chilling with Chase says, "Love the new overlay." And I know we're a wrestling podcast, but man, did you hear Scottie Pippen? Did you hear Scottie Pippen this week?
You know this, and I've said this before. I've never been a Michael Jordan fan. I've always liked people who are like ancillary to Michael Jordan. Like Scottie Pippen was my favorite player, and then Kobe Bryant was my favorite player. That's now just Kobe Bryant was my favorite player. I'm over it. I don't like Scottie Pippen anymore. I moved on with life.
I've never seen someone so bitter. It's like him and Isaiah Thomas are like having the bitter Olympics when it comes to it's not even Michael Jordan. It's like this has been conversations for years with them. It's the Last Dance. The Last Dance scarred both of these.
I don't understand it from Pippen's perspective. Was he supposed to brush all the shit Pippen did under the rug? Every time they interview Michael Jordan in that fucking show, he said, Scottie Pippen helped me win 6 rings. When you mention Michael Jordan, you got to mention Scottie Pippen. He won't stop talking about Scottie Pippen as if they're equals, which they're not, by the way. I don't understand. And the wife thing, the wife and the son thing. Okay.
Yeah. My dude used to play probably horse with Jordan's kid, and now his kid is playing horse with his ex-wife in the bedroom. Oh shoot! I learned that talking about it over on FMC. That was a good one. But yes, MCAS saying Double or Nothing was not the worst AEW pay-per-view. That was All Out 2020. Yeah, I agree. I agree with this take right here. I 100% agree.
What was the main event for that?
All Out 2020 was MJF and John Moxley the first time. That was the one where Matt Hardy fell off the big scaffold, and the crowd never was able to respond. Like, and then you had FTR and Hangman and Kenny in the heat, and FTR talks about it to this day on podcasts about how they were disappointed that it was so hot and stuff. The good matches on that show was the MJF Moxley, Thunder Rosa's AEW pay-per-view debut against Cheetah. And
Jesus. I remember none of this card. Outside of Matt Hardy getting killed.
Wow. Yeah, Matt Hardy getting killed is what most people remember from that show. That was a good matchup. Yeah, Thunder Rosa and Cheetah. Yeah, that was a good one. But yes, let's get into AEW Dynamite from May 31st, 2023 from San Diego, California. First time in San Diego, the same building as Bash at the Beach 1998. What did you think about the crowd last night in San Diego?
Jesus, that's the forgotten Bash at the Beach. I couldn't tell you one match from that card.
I can.
Give me one.
Karl Malone and DDP versus Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan.
It's my least favorite time in WCW. I'm sorry. I hated Dennis Rodman at the time. Never a Karl Malone fan. Like, I don't give a fuck. Him.
I think that is one of my favorite celebrity matches of all time.
I mean, looking back on it, I probably enjoy it, but man.
Because that was like as a kid, that was like my peak of like one of my peaks of being a basketball fan, and to watch Malone and Rodman, which was considered like the number one matchup of that NBA Finals, and then a month later they're in wrestling and they're on a pay-per-view main event. Like, come on, that was just like that was two of my favorite things coming together for the first time.
I don't think I've ever bought a WCW pay-per-view. I definitely watched them. That black box.
To be fair, I had a legal cable back in those days. That's what I was like. I've seen all those WCW pay-per-view.
Was Goldberg on that card?
Yeah, he versed Kurt Hennig. That was, I believe, wasn't it after he? I think that was at the that was the pay-per-view right after he beat Hogan in Atlanta for the world title.
Bash the Beach is in August.
No, Bash at the Beach is in July. The match happened in July.
July 6th?
Yeah.
I want to say? Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. I remember dates. I can't remember anything that happened in pay-per-views.
Malone gives the diamond cutter to Kurt Hennig on the outside before Goldberg wins.
That's fucking egregious. That whole fucking Goldberg as your secondary champion. That happened today. We'd all be losing our shit. But whatever. Yeah. Awesome. Sorry for all of you under the age of 50 who had to listen to fucking 1998 WCW. Oh, you poor bastards. I don't give a half a fuck. Fair enough. My apologies. This is what I heard. Do you hear? First of all, that sentence is wild. Matt Hardy nearly dying ruined the vibes.
Just cut it off right there. Don't read the rest of it. Ruin the vibes. For the first half of Sheeta versus Rosa.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Wow. Oh, he almost died. That's insane. My wife getting fired. My wife getting fired really ruined the vibes the vacation we're supposed to have.
My wife cheating on me really ruined the vibes of my Hawaiian vacation.
We were not smiling. We were not happy at all.
We had to take the same flight home and everything.
She's on vacation. There's some things that need to be done. I won't say what needs to be done, but you can ask OJ.
Wow, what? What? You're endorsing this? No,
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
On vacation? So the water's right there. All right, I'm sorry.
Why?
That's too much.
Why does he do this to me, ladies and gentlemen? Why? I agree.
Oh,
Kevin Green was really good in WCW. I remember Kevin Green.
I don't remember. Jesus. You know what? By this point, this is after also won the belt. I'm pretty much only half-assed watching WCW at this point.
he's like after Austin won the belt, it's just like it's a commercial on Raw. I'll turn to it, see what's going on. Yeah, that was after they botched Starrcade '97. So my love for WCW had dissipated. Yes,
dude, you don't understand how much I love Sting. And then after that shit,
I adore Sting. Is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. That's why I still pop for him to this day. Yes, because Sting was Batman. He was Batman for wrestling fans. Like the way WCW Nitro used to end with this dude, sometimes with a bat, sometimes he would drop the bat and just. He was like a superhero.
He was. It was wild, and it just kept going with the shit. Remember, he saved DDP by like hooking him up to that fucking thing he uses, and then shooting.
It took forever. And it took forever. I remember it taking forever. And the TNWO had to act like there's a force field around the ring, like they couldn't jump it.
Dude, jump this nigga. And motherfucker, he's trying to save. What are we doing? I loved it. I watched every second of it. This is dope.
I loved it. Oh man, this was our nostalgia moment. I'm sorry for anyone who's a little bit younger and just like, what the hell are they talking about?
All right, you got Peacock. Go look it up.
EBB says that's definitely a phrase that's going into my vocabulary. When someone sits next to me on the bus, mate, can you sit somewhere else? You're really ruining my vibe.
Yes. That's exactly how it's used.
That is definitely. Mike says the Jimmy disclaimer is getting its steps in today. Yes. He does it always, folks. And Frantic Rel, good one there. Say Sting was Batman in WCW and Joker in TNA. Yes.
Ooh. I have a quick question. This is my last non-AEW question for a while. I keep hearing good things about HBK's guts, we'll say. That his booking is rather ballsy as opposed to what we see in AEW and WWE. Like he has backstage segments. These characters are fucking weird. Is this true?
The characters are definitely weird. The characters are definitely weird. I'll give him that, but there's also a section of the internet, wrestling fans who call him HBK horrible booking kid. So it depends on who you hear it from.
Yeah, fair enough.
Some people really like NXT. Some people really don't like it and stopped watching a long time ago.
Fair enough.
I enjoy it. I've accepted what it is. Sometimes it's the old black and gold NXT. Like I would say, if there's one match from NXT this year, you should probably go see is Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov from NXT Battleground. Just a physical matches. Okay. Well, if there's one story,
physical match. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a very physical matchup. The freaking Ilya winds up with a hematoma on his wrist from taking front kendo stick shots to the chest, chest in the front. Yeah. And I would say my favorite story is the story of the Virgin, Brooks Jensen, who has this girl who tries to like manipulate him because he's never had a girlfriend, never been to first base, and she basically tries to manipulate him to get a championship. And she wins the women's tag team titles with one of Brooks' female friends. And then the female friend is trying to expose the fact that she's just using him. And it was basically like a teen drama fucking storyline on wrestling.
This sounds right up my alley. This sounds perfect. If they're talented and or can wrestle, that's a bonus. But this sounds perfect.
Yeah, I think you like me because we both agreed we love the ridiculousness of FTR and TNA and Team TNA.
Yes,
that rivalry. You would enjoy the Brooks Jensen, the story of the Virgin, Brooks Jensen.
The story of the Virgin is wild. I'm down.
Yeah, it's been established as canon. He's a virgin.
Does he look like he could be a virgin? Or am I supposed to close my eyes and pretend?
He does.
Fair enough, I'm down.
That part might not be up anyone's alley. But yes, let's talk about AEW Dynamite from last night. Did you give us your opinion on the crowd in San Diego?
Oh yeah, they were great. They were great. Though I want to be clear, it's not a crowd's job to be great. It's a crowd's job to be great when things are great, not when things are good or okay or fine. It's not my job to elevate your product. That's not my job. Sorry.
I never said it was their job. I just said a dead crowd is a dead crowd. Comes off like a dead crowd. But let's talk about this show because this crowd definitely elevated a lot of this stuff from really good to sometimes even great. And one of those examples would be the opening matchup here as we had the Blackpool Combat Club represented by Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta with Bryan Danielson on commentary. I need this all the time. Him being the new Regal. It works for the BCC. And they went against in a trios matchup against the Lucha Libre trio of the Lucha Bros, Rey Fenix, Penta El Zero Mero, and Bandito. Bandito, please don't wear that outfit ever again. Ever again. He was dressed like El Chupla Colorado, apparently, or he, as Brian said, he looked like a bug. Brian was great as he demanded highlights from the BCC's win over the Elite at Double or Nothing. He also said this is what Death Jitsu is all about, and he explained Death Jitsu is violent technical wrestling, and I love that. I love that so much. I thought this opening matchup was great. It starts off with a brawl with all six men going at it. We then get it broken down to Bandito and Wheeler Yuta, which became really the main just of this matchup here. Bandito hitting a 1 minute vertical suplex on Wheeler Yuta, sometimes with one hand until he had to balance him when he lost balance. We get Phoenix in there with Claudio, which is always a bunch of fun. Penta going at it with Jon Moxley as well as Phoenix. Moxley, they got the advantage on Bandito on the outside with a spike power driver as Moxley looked at the camera in this way, which is a great shot. You also got it broken down where it led to Wheeler in the ring with Bandito. They're going at it. Bandito, they're running wild with the Lucha Libre stars doing some high flying spots on the outside. Bandito gets Wheeler in the ring alone. He hits him with a big super kick, and then he tries to follow up with the 21 plex, but Moxley is able to hold on to Wheeler, so he's not able to complete the German suplex. And then Bandito takes a European uppercut from Claudio on the outside. Wheeler hits him with the Basaiko knee. He follows up with the hammer and anvil elbows and then gets the seatbelt pin, back-to-back shows, first pinning Jon Moxley, pinning Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing in the Anarchy in the Arena match, and then pinning Bandito here. I love Bryan Danielson on commentary explaining that after Wheeler Yuta had the lackadaisical pin in last week's match, they disciplined him for a whole week, and it paid off at the pay-per-view. It pays off here, and he says, I'm leaving commentary so I can raise that dickhead's hand. And he goes in the ring to raise his hand. I loved him explaining that he said Wheeler Yuta was doing like handstands as him and his family were having dinner. Like, it was just great. Bryan Danielson was awesome. Like, I love the story that they're telling of how they're trying to make Wheeler Yuta better, and it seems like we got a Wheeler Yuta mini push with back-to-back victories here. Like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of this matchup. A hot crowd, a great matchup, great way to start off this show. What did you think?
I think this match shouldn't have happened tonight, or last night rather. Why is Moxley's face fine after he took an exploding super kick to the face? Somebody explain it to me.
I mean,
Oh, never mind.
he's John Moxley. He's the same guy that came back after a Texas death match. Like nothing was wrong.
Yes. So I don't want to hear anymore. This is gonna be the most violent match of all time. That'll be fine in a couple of days. I know a lot of people were upset. Well, a few people were upset. I won't say a lot about Yuta pinning Kenny Omega because that's a wild visual.
Romeo's yes.
Romeo, Cash was not pleased. Which is weird. He's not a big Kenny Omega fan. That aside, though, when I heard it, I wasn't a big fan of it either. However, we followed up with Yuta getting one here, and there's a whole story about how he's been, I won't say redeemed, beaten into betterness, we'll call it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for this idea. First of all, you looks like he's gotten in better shape than he has been in a while. As far as this match goes, match is fine. That's not true. Match is good, I'd go. But Bandito suplex, listen, I get it. Yeah, essentially that. Except I'm gonna go a little harder than that. Yes, it's dumb for everybody involved. It doesn't lead to a win. All other fucking 4 guys have to look like fucking idiots as they all kind of half-ass watch this man do a minute suplex. The referee's a fucking dolt because he can't just kick these other 4 idiots out of the ring. This is a terrible idea. And if I guess if you're Yuta, you can't really say anything.
It works more in a singles match than in a multi-man match like this.
Definitely works more. Does it actually work? No. I'm sorry. You guys love Bandito.
I love that this is like a part of our lore on this show. Even he says I bet Cash was angry that Bronson Reed didn't run in and pin Kenny.
Why do we hate Bronson? Why do we hate Cash so much? That Bronson Reed take was wild. How long has it been?
But I love it. Just anytime Cash is brought up, someone mentions it in the chat.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I know you can't say it, but if he was, I can't think of guys who wouldn't do it. Oh, I go old school again. If I'm Austin, if I'm fucking whoever, I'm not doing that. The movie's stupid. It's a piece of trash. That's not happening. I think it's something else. The match is good though. Or if I'm LA Knight, still in the mid card for some reason.
Feuding with Bugs. Hey, might be a Money in the Bank. At least there's that.
How do you put him and Montez together? That's fucking wild. But they might do a last chance. Maybe not. That's not the issue. Why the fuck are they fighting each other?
Yeah, both of them deserve to be in Money in the Bank.
Absolutely. How dare you?
I enjoyed the hell out of this matchup. You thought it was good. And then backstage, we saw the other half of Anarchy in the Arena, at least a portion of them, as the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page were in the trainer's room with Alex Marvez, asking them how they are feeling after Anarchy in the Arena. Mac Jackson said the BCC, he said one time to Hangman that he brings out the good in him, and he could say without a shadow of a doubt after Anarchy in the Arena, the BCC brought out the worst in them, as he never thought he'd see the day he tried to burn off someone's face, and then he just came back the next day with an exploding sneaker. Page said they're still standing and still swinging while the BCC is relying on the numbers game. This brings in the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver, who passive aggressively talk shit to Hangman and the Elite, talking about how Hangman has basically left them for his old new friends. Page is trying to go after them to kind of talk it over, but Marvez then asks Page's thoughts on the word around that Kenny Omega is hurt and has left the country to go back to Canada. Page explains that Omega did leave the country. Yes, he is hurt, but he didn't go home to Canada. So a little hint there, and it seems to imply that Kenny Omega presumably is gone to Japan to get some backup for the Elite. As I said last week, said it on the Double or Nothing review, Kota Ibushi, I am here for, or Kenny Omega showing up at Dominion this Sunday when it's Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay to determine the number 1 contender for the IWGP US title. Thumbs up for either one of those options. What do you think?
About what? There's a whole bunch of nonsense going on here.
What do you think, Kenny Omega, because presumably them saying that Kenny didn't go to Canada, but he's out of the country, says he's going to Japan.
So,
what do you think?
The story that we all fucking have spelled out step by fucking step by fucking step. You in particular, I think Don Callis is going to turn. Don Callis turns. I think Takeshi's going to be there. Takeshi does it. I think Ibushi's going to show up. He'll show up. This is a story, so I will fucking take it. But can we stop with the fucking fake drama? Just do the fucking thing you're going to do. I don't need any hints at that thing we all think is going to happen. Could you just fucking do it if you don't mind? Jesus,
that's not a story. Your story, you have to lay it out. Oh my god.
Yeah, yes. To write it, you have to lay it out. I wish they would do more of that. But to fucking see it, I don't need to see it. Jesus fucking Christ. And then these bums, Dark Order back for some reason. I like Silver, but the rest of them, Jesus. And Hangman's like all rushing off after them. Like, what? Am I missing something?
Yeah,
why?
He doesn't want to be. Hangman's never been a bad friend. He's a good friend.
Did he? He clearly not. He forgot that they existed. That's not how friendship works. I forgot they existed. And they don't want to be your friends anymore, or if they're gonna snap their fingers like they're your wife, fuck all the way off. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Beat it. Hit the bricks. I'm not chasing my friend. We're not friends anymore. You can come back when you're ready to be friends again. We both know that's true. So look. I did what to you? Oh, I apologize. Apology's not good enough? Well, I'll see you in 6 years. I'll tell you.
See you in 6 years. Oh, Jesus. EVP says, love me some anxious millennial cowboy, right? But after the Mox feud, I thought we were moving on to the brutal side and just being a badass. Enjoy Dark Order, but I don't want Hangman running after them.
I know you're a Hangman fan. You want him dealing with Dark Order. It's just wild.
Yeah, that feels like a regression. It does. It does.
Wait a minute. This is a regression, but fucking join the Elite is not a regression.
Nope. That's storytelling. That is long-term storytelling. That is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. But next you get Toni Schiavone in the ring, which would become a theme. They was like, Renee, we put you to work the last couple of weeks. Toni, it's time for you to put in that work. He was going back and forth between the commentary disc and the inside. And come on. You better recognize.
You prick.
And he's in the ring to introduce, for the first time on AEW Dynamite, Switchblade Jay White gets a live mic, ladies and gentlemen. The Bullet Club Gold is out. Jay White with Juice Robinson, and they are asked about their attack on Ricky Starks backstage at Double or Nothing. White says that he bets Ricky feels on top of the world, having eliminated both of them from the Blackjack Battle Royale, but he says Starks isn't the international champion. And he lost to White a few weeks back. Robinson brings up how FTR saved Ricky Starks from their attack, and FTR aren't even Ricky Starks' friends because everyone knows Ricky Starks has no friends. I love it. Over the top. I'm sorry. I love it. Then we got Jay White running down FTR, talking about how they're Southern, so they have to be dumb. He says they sound dumb, they look dumb, so obviously they are dumb, but he says they should stay out of the Bullet Club Gold's way. But this brings out our AEW World Tag Team Champions. Before they could say anything, this was hilarious. The Bullet Club Gold start hiding behind Toni Schiavone. They said they believe FTR are there to apologize to them and join Bullet Club Gold. He's like, don't you want to join the top shelf stable and become the top shelf top guys? Yeah, how does that sound? White hands them the microphone for their apology, but then he drops it. This allows Juice Robinson to pop Dax Harwood with a handful of quarters. That was great. Then they start hitting their finishers on both Dax and Cash, and then Ricky Starks comes down to run off Bullet Club Gold and make the save. Ricky then gets on the mic and he challenges Jay White to finally put an end to their rivalry next week on Dynamite, with FTR and Juice Robinson banned from ringside, and that was made official for later in the night. I thought for the first time Jay White getting a live mic, I thought this was a fun segment that set up a new layer to the ongoing feud between him and Ricky Starks, with adding FTR into the mix. So I enjoyed this one. What did you think?
How do I say this? This took forever to get here, but I'm glad we're here. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. How much better were they together doing this fucking... I'm not... You know what? I was going to say it's fucking awful that they copied. To me, it feels like the exact same chemistry with very young, not 2013, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. It feels like the how you treat JR or Michael Cole or whoever. But that's the whole Bullet Club's gimmick, ain't it? Did the NWO, DX?
NWO, DX, yeah.
Fuck it. It worked. I enjoyed every single bit of it. I finally felt like they were like pricks. Funny pricks. Even Juice wasn't terrible. Clearly the second of the group. Jay White felt like a star to me. This seems like kind of obvious. And I will all pretend like his book has been great for forever.
And he said bang, bang, gang. That's all I needed.
God.
That's all I needed. Bang, bang, gang. The top shelf. The top shelf. Bang, bang, gang.
You know who I used to love? Bill Alfonso. I don't need to hear a whole Bill Alfonso promo. Just fucking interject.
Right down the middle, baby.
Right down the middle. That's right, daddy. It's like, that's what Juice is to me. Just jump in every once in a while to say, yeah, Ricky. All right.
He says, I like to imagine that Tony Khan was watching these reviews the past month and was backstage last night shouting, fuck you, Jimmy. You fucking happy now?
You happy now?
Like, damn, nigga, here. What Jay says, about 8 weeks late, but glad Jay White is doing what he is best at. Yes, he's
such
a great
a
character.
Wild take.
It is. He's a great character. He's great on the mic, and this worked.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. It did work. He's a great character. Yes.
Should have just done this a month ago, maybe. Just a month.
2 months.
Maybe you should have done this a month ago. Would have been nice. Next, we get your favorite person in the world, Tony Khan. He's backstage, and he says that tonight's his announcement is about AEW Collision is coming on Saturday, June 17th, from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, and the debut edition of Collision will feature. And boy, oh boy, did this get a reaction. This got John Cena 2005, 2006 type reaction where you first hear the loud cheers and then you get the smattering of boos afterwards. It is now official. CM Punk will return on the debut edition of AEW Collision on June 17th. What do you think about them making the announcement outright? I think that was the right decision. They couldn't do what they did last time with the worst kept secret in wrestling.
No, they couldn't. But I'm sorry. I know he wants to be famous. I understand. And it's a helpful thing to be famous. Dana White has shown.
Yeah, I was like, did I go out or did you go out?
Listen, I get he wants to be famous. It's helpful. Dana White has shown it's very helpful to be famous because then anybody leaves, UFC still stands strong as the brand. You don't need Ronda, you don't need Connor, you don't need Jones, you don't need Chuck, you don't need Rampage, you don't need anybody. You are the brand. He's not good at it. He's not Dana White. He's not Vince McMahon. He's way closer to Dixie Carter or Jesus. He's not Eric Bischoff. Bischoff was great.
He was.
I don't need to hear this fucking this weird drugged up fucking son of a billionaire talk about anything. Read off the fucking teleprompter. He's not good at it. What's the least excited way to bring CM Punk back? Have this guy announce it. We're gonna bring back CM Punk. He said it like he wasn't sure if that was. What was back to Tony? CM Punk. Bro.
It was like he said it live, like CM Punk.
Oh, he says, I'm sorry. I know you all like him for some reason. He saved you from fucking Vince, but he didn't save me from Vince. I was already out. Gone. Ooh.
ABB says, think it was mainly to try and improve ticket sales. I think they were at like 7,000 sold for the 15,000 seat United Center. That's going to get more butts in those seats. So
It definitely
wise
is.
decision.
Oh, definitely. Oh, right. I didn't say that part. Yes, it was obviously the right decision. If fucking he was going to do it, and there's nobody else that could have done it, like Shivani, that would work. That would work a lot.
I missed the day. I
Whatever.
missed the days Tony Schiavone used to make the announcements for Tony.
Yes, because Shivani's a professional talker. He talks for a living. No, yeah, special announcement for Tony Khan.
It's CM Punk.
Tony's awesome.
He is. Next, we had a three-way matchup between Swerve Strickland, Big Bill, and Trent Beretta, coming off of the Blackjack Battle Royale, where all these men were in the mix as far as the participants in the matchup and had their different stories relating to the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy. These three men, I was very much surprised. I think this exceeded my expectations for this matchup. It was worked very smartly with Trent playing the role as the babyface, Swerve being the kind of resourceful, sneaky heel, while Big Bill was just the brute tossing around both men. That toss on the ramp, I know had to hurt like shit for Swerve in this one. He was really kind of the brute who's beating up both guys at various times. This leads to Swerve and Trent working together with a double superplex at one point to put down Big Bill. Strickland hits Big Bill with a double stomp on the apron from the top rope, and then he scurries in the ring. He gets a crucifix pin on Trent Beretta to take this victory here. Like I said, I thought this was a very good matchup, and nice of Strickland to get this victory that should parlay him into a shot at the AEW International Championship, and it did later in the night as they announced he will face Orange Cassidy one-on-one after their fantastic closing stretch in the Blackjack Battle Royale. It will be Swerve versus Orange next week for the AEW International Championship. What did you think about this three-way match, Jimmy?
Match is fine. It's hard to give a fuck about it because I don't give a fuck about Orange Cassidy. Sorry, or that belt. I do like Big Bill, strangely, and I used to like Swerve. I assume Keith Lee's gonna interfere in this match, or at least make the save.
I think the Keith Lee thing is done. I think they moved on. I'm the same way. I'm like, if you didn't get it done at Double or Nothing, it's time to move on.
Sometimes, gentlemen in particular, you had a shot, you missed your opportunity. You're never gonna see a chick again. It's over. You don't have to chase her around the streets. It's done. You're never gonna see her in that laundromat again. Stop going back every Tuesday hitting fucking 9. It's never gonna happen. It's over. You missed the Swerve for Keith Lee match because you waited entirely too fucking long. And Keith Lee apparently lost his mind while he was on the sidelines wearing cloaks and fucking not dyeing his hair. It's done. We're done. Move on. It happens.
And I agree with you. Big Bill.
Hilarious.
Big Bill in Largeville, yes, that's great. But Big Bill has really impressed me. I think he's exceeded expectations in general, just how good he's been so far in AEW.
Yes. The firm still together? No, they broke up.
No.
That's a shame.
No, they broke up. Yeah.
No,
This is why I don't think we got Big Man Dogs who says they should just make Tony the on-screen general manager of AEW. No, they should make Stokely Hathaway the on-screen general manager of AEW.
I'm not mad at that either. I still should have all talking roles and just pretend like he's not the same guy.
Exactly. Act like he's all serious. Like he's the modern day Teddy Long of AEW.
Yeah, absolutely.
EVB says, I really enjoy Swerve and Big Bill, so this I very much liked. Good match. He's really come a long way since Big Cass getting fired and all the personal problems. Good to see. Yes.
What's the personal problems?
Well, he had a seizure in the ring and he was dealing with like addiction at one point.
Holy shit. Well, congrats to him. That's some serious shit.
Absolutely. We got Big Man Dogs that says Bill has pretty good body language and is relatively well protected given his place on the card. He is. He is, that very much so, and that's what made this match. He was kind of like the highlight of this matchup, in my opinion. Ricky saying, "My God, someone take the belt from OC." I would not mind if it's Swerve Strickland. Do you think that Swerve should be the man to dethrone Orange Cassidy next week?
You know what? We got MJF's the only other male heel champion, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Sure, give it to Swerve. That could be fun.
Yes, we got Josh who says Orange Cassidy the GOAT. We got
Of
Frantic
what?
who says I think Lee will stop Swerve and we'll have that match on AEW Collision. No, just move on.
Oh my
it's okay
God,
it's okay to just move on. It's okay. It's all right to just
could be
move on.
right, sir.
I hope not.
You
I
could
hope
be right.
the fuck not. I'd rather not. We got a nice little video package. It was a portion of a longer video package they put on their YouTube channel to highlight Chris Statlander, who made her return at AEW Double or Nothing, her road to recovery, and culminating in her winning the TBS championship and ending the undefeated streak of Jade Cargo, being officially the 1 in 60-1. What was your thoughts? I know you didn't watch AEW Double or Nothing, but what was your thoughts on Chris Statlander ending Jade's streak and winning the TBS championship?
How do I say this nicely? Because I love Statlander, even though I'm not the biggest fan of her new look. This was the dumbest way to do the right thing, which seems to be an AEW mainstay. So you go through all this fucking work. You do a lot of fucking work, and you bore a lot of fucking people, 2 of us included, with a 60-match win streak. So now you built this thing up beyond proportion. Fantastic. And her first loss is due to Tom fuckery. That is insanity. So Statlander gets more of the benefit. What?
It's due to her own hubris, or more smart Mark Sterling's hubris.
That's
in
even
Jade.
worse. Great. Who does that help? Exactly. We don't view Statlander as this killer now. She fucking beat a woman who's exhausted. She's just, now she feels like a paper champion walking around. Of course she does. Now we gotta wait to see the fucking Jade match, which may or may not happen because AEW is full of fucking idiots. That aside, and I shouldn't say that because there's only one booker on the show. Team or not, there's one booker. That aside, that thing she did on the show, it almost made me emotional. I felt it. That was beautiful. That was fantastic. Statlander's, I don't call it a promo. That video package, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. If you're gonna do what they did, that's the way to kind of put the stamp on it and make it into a video package. The longer one was even better on their YouTube channel. We got EBB saying, I wouldn't mind it, but only if it guarantees Swerve getting more TV time, because sometimes they put titles on someone and then only have them fight on Rampage. Well, it seems with the international championship, that hasn't been a thing. We either had someone who was defending the title in all different types of countries, and we would always get highlights of what they were doing outside of the company, and then they came back and they were always featured on Dynamite. And then with Orange, he's always on Dynamite. So I think that if they are going to keep with how they've done this lineage, it's either one or the other. You either have him on the show, the main show, or you have him defend the title all over the place.
That was very cash-like in that take. Talking about the Joker is always somebody new. The Joker is always somebody debuting. What do you mean? It's been like 4 times.
I didn't say always. I never said always.
The way they've been treating the belt. What, you mean the 2 times?
If they're gonna follow the lineage, it's either one or the other.
They're not. That nigga's going right back to Rampage. That's where the nigga hole belongs. That's where the niggas go, in the nigga hole. I'm not entirely sure what to tell you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Go ahead, sir.
We got you. I'm interested in Jimmy's thoughts here. I like the return in the moment. I didn't like the matter she won the title. It kind of made the long ass Jade reign pointless in a way. There you go.
My take is the exact same as yours.
Someone who agrees with you. He is your Padawan. Chilling with Jason's Hawaii Stat Leonard going on load management next week.
I love her, and I hope she stays healthy. but it does not appear that she's going to work any safer in particular. She ended that last match with 450 after she tried to lift up Nyla Rose several times. Okay. Hey, go for it. Fuck it. You only live once.
That's ballsy. That's a choice. That's the choice, I will say. Next we get Renee Paquette doing some work, doing some interview here as she welcomes the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass to the entrance stage. Things didn't go their way at Double or Nothing when they lost the open house rules match against the Trios champions House of Black. Billy Gunn said he feels like he let the Acclaimed down, but Max Caster says that they win together and they lose together, and they're still the people's choice. He's still the greatest wrestler in the world, and Anthony Bowens is the 5-tool player, and Billy Gunn is an absolute legend. Bowen said that a few months ago they were screwed out of the tag team gold, and said Gunn deserves to hold gold one more time in his career, and the Acclaimed loves Daddy Ass, and everyone loves the Acclaimed. And after that closing line, Bowen slammed down the mic, and poor Renee had to pick up the mic from the entrance stage after he slammed it down, and then they did their scissoring to close this segment. So it sounds like the Acclaim and Daddy Ass still have their sights set on the Trios championships. Do you think they are going to be the team to dethrone House of Black?
That could be what makes you stop watching. I appreciate what they're trying to do with Billy Gunn. I enjoyed this promo. If they were to be House of Black, I would officially be over it. Like, Jamie Hayter's out. They've neutered CM Punk. They sent him to the fucking next dimension. He's not on the show anymore. Wait. You gotta run House of Black. I'm out.
The next dimension.
Hard pass. To save myself 4 hours a week.
The next dimension. Big Man Dog says they claimed it's still over in spite of their booking. Yes, they definitely are. You definitely heard that. And his rap at the pay-per-view, one of the best from Max Caster. Definitely, I would say that's one of the other things you should go out of your way to watch from Double.
I did. Why? Because he's fucking making people uncomfortable? Enough of him. Enough of this guy. He makes you sick.
All right. Now it's time. Now it's time to talk about the segment of the night. And probably one of my all-time favorite segments on an episode of AEW Dynamite. I said favorite. I didn't say best. One of my favorites. It's Don Callis coming out with Konosuke Takeshita to explain Takeshita turning on the Elite at Anarchy in the Arena. Tony Schiavone introduces him, saying that he's sickened to announce Callis and Takeshita's names, who don't even come out to entrance music. They are just showered with booze. Callis says that he hopes those boos are for Kenny Omega, as Callis is the real victim here. Literally, fans in the building said they could not even hear his words because they were so loud. He says he's the one that helped Kenny Omega to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He's the one that helped Kenny Omega to the AEW World Championship. And he says that Omega needs to thank Callis for each and every one of those accomplishments. He says that he blames the scar he has to see every morning he wakes up on Kenny Omega. While Callis has lost a nephew, he gained a son in Konosuke Takeshita. He says who is better than Ricky Dozan. He's better than Inoki, better than Mata and Muta, and better than Okada. Takeshita then gets he says he will soon show who he's also better than Kenny Omega. Then Takeshita takes the mic and says that he's cuts a promo in Japanese and then says in English they will destroy the Elite and Kenny Omega. Callis says that Omega destroyed his family, so he's going to build a new one that will eliminate the Elite from All Elite Wrestling. This was quite possibly the loudest boos for anyone in AEW history. Like, this was nuclear heat. This Dominic Mysterio meets Roddy Piper in the 80s type heat from those wild AEW fans in San Diego, and it made for an unreal atmosphere for this. Everyone in San Diego seemed like they hated Don Callis, hated him for influencing the young Japanese boy that everybody loved, Konosuke Takeshita, and I love this segment. It felt like Don Callis is making Konosuke Takeshita into a future top heel for AEW. What did you think about this segment from Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita, and the third participant, those San Diego crowd that gave him nuclear heat?
Came through clutch. I love this. I don't know what it is about certain people that brings it out of certain crowds, or every crowd. I assume this would be close to the Don Callis reaction he gets everywhere. Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, you mentioned. Christian, whenever he has a microphone, it's always like real.
I think this was even louder than the Christian reactions that we've heard.
Well, the first Christian reaction after the heel turn.
That was up there. That was probably his second to this. Yeah.
MJF used to get this kind of heat, but that's kind of over. I don't know what it is. Some people just, you know what? Maybe you were attacking a beloved figure, and this is why. That aside, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Callis was great. I love how he both tried to his absolute best to get his talking points out and stopped every 12 seconds to look at the crowd.
It's like,
I wonder if he was actually in awe. Because it was like, yo, what the fuck? Are they pumping in booze? Why can't I hear myself talk? That was great. And Takeshi's fucking Japanese promo. I know as Americans, we're probably, I don't want to say manipulated, we're programmed to think this way, but he definitely sounded like a super villain of some kind. It's just... oh shit.
He had the gravel in his voice. I never heard the gravel. He had like a gravel in his voice that made him sound like a villain.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? What anime did I just start watching? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, this was good. I'm here for all of this. I'm a big fan.
I loved it in every way possible. ABB saying this was phenomenal. I want a group of Don Callis, Christian, and Dominic in the ring for one segment together. And I don't know, have Roman and Heyman there too for those smug ass facial expressions. Yeah, all the wrestling greatness of heels and facial expressions in the ring together. Just phenomenal. So what do you think about the closing line that Don says he's going to make a new family to destroy the elite? So it sounds like we're going to have a Don Callis-led group, a Truth Commission 2.0 led by Konosuke Takeshita. Who else do you think they should put in this Don Callis-led stable?
Nobody. There's too many groups in this fucking company.
Just need a tag team. Put a tag team with them. Butcher and Blade. There you go.
I mean, the Butcher getting TV time. You know I'm not mad at that.
Exactly. That's I'm going after your. I'm playing to my audience here.
I'm not mad if he has a stable. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not sure what happens to the BCC at that point. What the fuck are they gonna do?
I think after Blood and Guts, the Elite versus BCC should be over.
Yeah, but then what? And you got the Jerk Appreciation Society.
And you do. Then that's when he brings in his whole Takeshita and Callis.
Yeah. What about them? I'm not talking about him.
BCC can feud with another. They can feud with another babyface group.
Like whom? Right. There aren't any babyface groups.
Hey, Sting, Darby, and Orange. Sting, Darby, and Orange. That's what they're gonna move on to.
Oh, should murder those people. That'd be kind of awesome. Just fucking assaulting people with a bat. That'd be awesome. Please. All right, you know what? I'll take it.
That's Sting's final feud before he calls it quits is against the BCC. And BCC.
Then Utapin Sting.
Yes, yes. That's how Sting puts over the youth on his way out. Make Cash in Romeo blow their hair out.
That could be fun. We'll see.
Saying this was an awesome segment. We also got Chilling with Chase, who says the Japanese promo was so good by Takeshita. His translation was that he is going to crush the elite. I love it. We got Frantic World saying Jimmy doesn't like to scissor, and Don was so good. He is a true heel. Yes, indeed.
I like watching scissoring. If it's done properly. Sometimes you can tell they're not even touching, and that's annoying.
Jimmy, when he could tell they're not touching, he just sitting
I'm
there
serious.
like,
I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
That facial reaction is so wild. It's a fucking man who owns a company on fucking team making that face.
I want to sit here and take that fucking shit.
What did he do about it again?
He sat there and took that fucking shit. Big Man Dog says Don Callis looks like a GTA character. We got Mike from Indeed saying I'm so intrigued by this feud. We also got Chilling with Chase bringing up I think Aussie Open might be in this group. No, they're part of United. They're part of United Empire already. Though. They're part of United Empire. Can't take them from their group. What are we doing? And EBB says, was Romeo on the Double or Nothing watch along? If so, I need to go back and see his reaction to Yuta pinning Kenny. Yes, he is. Yes, he was. He was the host of that Double or Nothing watch along. We just need to clip that reaction.
Hilarious.
And yes, that's everybody's favorite EBB. That's why I try my best to find a way to use it every single week on Clockwork. We see a highlight package of the TNT Championship ladder match, and then we hear from Arn Anderson and Wardlow about retaining against Christian Cage. Arn talks about biting the lizard man's thumb, while Wardlow said Luchasaurus found out not to get involved in their business, but will be more than happy to finish the job if Luchasaurus wants to be next in line. So it seems to tease that Wardlow's next TNT Championship defense will be against Luchasaurus. What did you think about Wardlow's big swanton off the 20-foot ladder, pulling a Jeff Hardy at Double or Nothing?
He's now officially a better Jeff Hardy than Jeff Hardy. Isn't that a fucking shame? Let it go. I wonder if the drugs gave him like superpowers. You're like, no, he's not on it. He's just a guy who can't do anything. That aside, it's good. Stay home. Stay home with your family, sir. It's over.
What are we doing?
I'm just asking a question. He appears very not super heroic anymore. But yeah, Wardlow's was great. It looked great. He's got more muscle on him, so he should be able to take a little more damage. I would not recommend doing this for a fucking living, sir. I know Miz is not the most exciting wrestler in the world. He's had a long and fruitful career. Mick Foley has memory problems, as does Kurt Angle. Apparently, Austin has neck problems. You know this. The harder you go, Triple H knees probably look like fucking bacon. The harder you go, the more issues you have to deal with. I'm just saying, let it go.
Kevin Nash, when he walks, he hears the name of his favorite stable. Click, 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 click.
Wow. That's wrong.
Just saying. It's true. It's true. It takes a lot out of you. Undertaker can barely walk straight.
Oh, it's sad.
Big Man Dog saying, I like this Wardlow promo, and he says the match was good. Yeah, it was one of the better matches in that middle portion where it just wasn't the usual level of quality we expect from AEW AEW pay-per-views in general. I like that Wardlow and Christian matchup. Other than the Arn weirdness with biting the thumb. That was fucking weird. Next, we got AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy teaming up with Darby Allin to verse the Gates of Agony. I know this is not the first time we've seen Gates of Agony, but I would say this is the time that impressed me the most. They just beat the They took like 90% of this damn matchup. Like, they look good. Toa Leona, I'm actually impressed by him. I think he has great potential. That's the guy on the right.
Which one is that?
Thank you. The guy on the right, the bigger of the two. I thought he was very impressive. He moves very well. He does the big man offense that you usually expect. Bishop Khan is really good as well, but he has more experience. Toa Leona is more of the prospect of the two. It led to a final stretch where the two smaller baby faces basically did a frenzy, a blitz of offense. You get Darby with dives to the outside, launching his body at Toa Leona, then Orange Cassidy hitting the stun dog millionaire and doing a dive onto Toa Leona, and then Darby Allin finishes the job with a code red, followed by the coffin drop to get the 1-2-3 on Bishop Khan to give him and Orange Cassidy the victory. All the while, the Mogul affiliates were watching this matchup from the ramp with Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, and Prince Nana watching on. But after the matchup, they came down to the ring. The Gates of Agony recovered, and they surrounded the ring. It looked like the Mogul Embassy were going to attack Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. When the music hit and Sting was back. Huge pop for Sting. Tony Schiavone was going wild on commentary as Sting has been away for about a month as Darby Allin got ready for the Four Pillars matchup at Double or Nothing, and he makes the save, and it leads to the Mogul affiliates deciding to retreat for now. But this is why I said before, it really feels like the Mogul Embassy have reverted and have a whole new program. They're done with Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes, and now they're going after bigger fish on the AEW roster in the top, some of the top baby faces here with Sting, Darby, and Orange Cassidy. So what do you think about this matchup with Gates of Agony, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin, and the post-match with Sting's return?
This is my least favorite part of AEW, which is major events not treated like major events. I thought Darby Allin really wanted to be the AEW champion. Why is he wrestling in a tag match? Okay. Shouldn't we hear him say something? That didn't happen, right?
I agree.
He's not getting another shot. Like, what are we doing?
He lost to a headlock takeover again.
Which is wild. That should be like, he should be depressed.
Hey, I think this is leading to Darby eventually being the one to dethrone MJF, but he wins with a headlock takeover.
That could be great. But Darby should be pissed. This is the second time that's happened to him. Even though we know he's not actually losing to a headlock takeover. He's been essentially mocked twice in a fucking row. That's a wild take. And we should hear that he's having this match so he can distract himself from the pain. That's why he wrestles anyway. That's why he skateboards, because something. Match is fine. It is what it is. I'm glad. All right. Thank you for reminding me of another complaint. Why are we having the fucking ROH belts back on TV? They went off TV for a while. I was very pleased. And now all of them will come back. What the fuck?
They weren't
Not to mention
defending here.
Not to mention Rampage. That shit is egregious what's coming up. I don't want to think about that horse shit that's popping. Anyway, that's the point. What are we doing? The fuck? Whatever. I'm over it. Boo. Sting's back, so that's a win. Swerve versus Sting could be fun.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Though I doubt it.
I doubt. No. I think it's going to be more probably Cage and Swerve versus Sting and Darby.
Yeah. Sting doesn't want to wrestle singles matches. I mean, I can't blame him. 60?
He was like, last time I did that, didn't work out too well, Seth Rollins. We got Big Man Dog says none of the pillars said anything about the match, right? They are acting like nothing happened, except one of the pillars did say something about it as they showed highlights from the Four Pillars matchup, and we heard from the winner, MJF. MJF said the clock is ticking and AEW is running out of time in competition for him. He says they are running out of gladiators for MJF to slay, as it's been made clear once again that no one is on the level of the devil. Put it on the t-shirt.
It's the world champion.
Any thoughts? Huh?
This is the world champion.
Yep.
It's a fucking 1 minute clip and we're done with it. Okay. Sure. Whatever you say.
This is what they did for the Iron Man match. They gave him
fucking well aware.
The vignette, the clip, and then probably next week he'll be back on the show. He gets his week off. After he defends the title successfully, he gets a week off, and then he comes back the following week.
This is shocking. Just what the fuck are we doing? This shit isn't even that complicated. What is this nonsense? Whatever. Fine. Sure. Whatever. I'm depressed. I didn't realize how much the show depressed me. I thought I liked it when I stopped watching it. It's run down from me.
I liked it.
Detail.
I liked it. Tony Schiavone.
Unconnected.
Tony Schiavone is once again in the ring, and he introduces the FTW champion, Hook. Schiavone talks about how Hook helped the Hardys win on Sunday to give Matt Hardy the contract of Ethan Page. Before Hook can say what is next for him, La Faction Ingonables interrupt as Jose, the assistant, says that this is what they have to do to get an opportunity. He says LFI are just as talented as Hook, but don't get the opportunities that he does. He says that Roosh is too dangerous to even be on TV. He isn't here tonight, but he shouts him out, and he tells Preston Vance and Jalisco to attack Hook, which they do. But this leads to Jungle Boy Jack Perry coming out with a steel chair to make the save for Hook, taking out both Vance and Jalisco on the ramp with a chair, while Jose retreats to the ring where he is taken out by a suplex by Hook, as we have the reunion of Jungle Hook here. Jungle Boy making the save for Hook, but I really felt like he was about to hit this dude with the steel chair. If this is what it leads to, I'm fine, but this was not the follow-up for Jungle Boy. I much prefer Darby Allin. I agree. Maybe they could have gave him a promo as well, but he's in a different program already, and in a program that's interesting to me with Mogul Embassy. This is a definite regression for Jungle Boy, in my opinion. Going back with Hook here, what did you think?
Yeah, yes, a regression is a good way to put it. The show is regressing. We just saw the segment. With Bullet Club Gold. We just saw this exact same fucking segment. Motherfucker came up with a chair to make this. We just saw the segment. Why is he staying on the same show?
Ricky Starks didn't come out. Did Ricky Starks come out with a chair?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see the chair. My bad.
Oh, come on, man. I would tell you to watch the product, but I didn't watch Double or Nothing.
Exactly. You got no legs to stand on there.
But
I agree with Josh.
Picky about what?
You're being picky. You're nitpicky. Nitpicky is more the accurate term. Nitpicky.
It's called detailed. It's called fucking pay attention to your own product and then act appropriately. Let it sit there fucking drooling at the screen because you fucking like the way Jungle Boy looks. I'm not interested. So what?
He's like the ladies are gonna love this. MCAS says that when does Jack Perry turn on Hook, he beats him for the FTW title, and he acts like it's a big accomplishment winning the FTW title. That's heel heat. That's heel heat. Because he said he was going to win a singles title, so he wins the singles title that doesn't even count in AEW canon, because they made an emphasis to say that on commentary.
That could be fun. I'm not mad at that. This feels more Jack Perry speed, unfortunately. Or where they view him, at the very least. I like Jack. I don't know why the company doesn't. No. Jesus, this show has brought me down. My energy just died. I didn't realize it. I was like,
Next, we got Renee Paquette is backstage with the new AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm, along with the rest of the Outcasts, Saraya and Ruby Soho. I will say Toni Storm just exude heel charisma in this promo here. She said,
charisma? Stop it.
She did. She has much more charisma as a heel than she does as a babyface.
That's not how charisma works.
She says luck had nothing to do with her title win on Sunday, as she's traveled all over the world to get to this point. Soho praises Storm's work ethic, while Saraya says that she's so humble, and Storm says that she's going to be defending the AEW Women's World Champion at the AEW House Rules events over the weekend, and the only ones who are lucky here are the AEW fans. What do you think about Toni Storm winning the AEW Women's World Championship? We established last week Jamie Hayter was injured, so this seemed like a no-brainer.
Yeah, that. It's a fucked up situation, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not much that can be done about it at the last moment. You don't want to strip her the belt, obviously. That's probably a bad idea, considering how often you've done that. You don't want an interim champion. Lord knows the world would explode after that. Fuck it. Gonna have Jamie Hayter, the best thing going, lose because we spent all this time over all of her title reign, wasting it on this fucking nonsense. I'm so mad. That's what it is. It's so fucking mad. It's egregious.
What?
We had Jamie Hayter versus Toni. Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm was a fantastic match that pay-per-view. Not this one. Last time they did it. And then Jamie Hayter versus Sheeta was fucking great. And then we just never did anything. Because we fucking stink. And now we wasted the time. Stop acting like you have all this time to do shit. You don't have time to do shit. Stop waiting for shit. Do shit and then figure out the rest later. The fuck?
Hayter and Riho was great as well.
Thank you again. Another one. And then fucking she's back to being Britt's second. What are we doing? Oh, my
God.
nitpicking again. Jamie Hayter is great is a nitpick. You fucking dolt. Enough of this. Whoa. Boo.
Jill wish they said they shouldn't call them fans. The Outcasts should be using Fed terms to upset them. No, that's Jericho Appreciation Society thing, and it didn't get over. So no, bad idea. MCAT saying DMD or Sheeta need to challenge for the title. Hayter was hurt, but I do agree that the last 2 months sucked in her reign. Yeah, it was a reign of two halves. That's for sure. It was definitely a reign where the first half was really good, and then she got lost in this whole Outcast feud pretty much in the second half of her reign. Next, we had the woman in action as the TBS champion. Chris Statlander made her first defense against Nyla Rose. I like commentary pointing out the fact that this is nice symmetry here, as Nyla Rose made her first defense of the AEW Women's World Championship against Chris Statlander all the way back at Revolution 2020, and now Chris Statlander makes her first defense of her championship against Nyla Rose here. And anytime Nyla Rose is back on my TV, it's a thumbs up for me. It was really Nyla Rose dominating a lot of this matchup, using her size and speed. Nice little senton off the apron, and then a little running crossbody into the barricade on Statlander. Eventually, Statlander would fight back. During all of this matchup, we did see backstage Taya Valkyrie watching on, very not impressed and very angry with Chris Statlander, considering the fact that she may feel that she did all the work in beating up Jade Cargill before Statlander took advantage of it and won the TBS championship. In the end, Statlander was able to get the win here, putting down Nyla Rose with a jawbreaker and then following up with a 450 splash. Very impressive to get the victory here. Chris Statlander making her first defense of the TBS championship. I thought this was a solid match. What did you think?
Same. Very solid. Though you weren't going to get me to care because it's Statlander in her first title defense. She's not losing the belt. I'm already over it. Nyla Rose in her inaugural face the first champion match. I'm double over it. But it was fine for what it was. Kind of underdog stuff. Statlander's good. She's always been good. Nyla's fun. She's always been fun. This match is what it was. I like Taya watching from the back, by the way. She did do all the work, even though she lost. I think
Taya's better as a heel, so I thought that this was a good way to transition into her becoming a heel now.
She's better as a heel? Well, fucking, I would hope so. Otherwise, I'd question why she has a job. So here we go. It could be fun, I suppose.
This guy, sheesh. Annika says, should we really be having Statlander picking up Rose on a newly healed knee? Yes, you got to test it out. You don't stop doing squats. You don't stop doing squats because you got an injured knee. What are we talking about? That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement.
And that's not her call. I mean, that's not Dummy's call. That's Statlander's call.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
It's your body.
Exactly.
Feel free.
Mike from Indeed is saying Jimmy is a generational hater. Yes, he is.
I apologize. I apologize. I know you all looking forward to Statlander versus Nyla Rose. That's what you thought her first fucking title match should be. Adults. Fuck are we even talking about?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Am I the crazy one? Statlander versus fucking Nyla Rose. That's what yes. Never mind. You're right. I apologize. I was looking forward to that. Yes, absolutely. All those title wins Nyla Rose has in the last 2 years. I was really looking forward to that match. Absolutely. Yeah. You're right. I apologize. Thanks for the layout. Go back to belonging yourself. Jesus.
Why are we doing?
At least that was fun. Go back to doing that.
There it is.
Stay in Photoshop. Go back to Photoshop. I'm working over here.
MCAS says, "Come on, Mr. Booker. Who would your first opponent? A jobber?"
I love that. Nyla Rose. You're right. I apologize. Nyla Rose. See how sad she is? Nyla Rose. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. That's the win. How about we not have her defend the title on the first fucking show afterwards, you dummy?
No, you gotta have a big matchup on this
on the first show.
On the first Dynamite after.
Are you guys out of your fucking mind?
I'm totally fine with this matchup.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Next we have
no. Friends of the World never lets me down. Read his fucking thing. Never. He never lets me down.
Did Jimmy like the Raw Women's title match from Night of Champions? Why does he always ask these questions? It's like you're actively watching WWE.
He does it to prove a point. I'm not sure what the fucking point is. No, I didn't watch. I don't know. Is that Bianca? Is she still the Raw Women's champion?
She lost it.
Lost to Asuka. Yeah.
You need to watch the Bloodline stuff. The Bloodline stuff was good from that show.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw that. At the end of it, I didn't watch the actual match, but fucking
the match was great. The match was great, and the closing stretch was great. Great theatrics as the Bloodline are known to do. Yeah.
Yes. Jimmy gets to shine now. Go ahead.
Yes. Needed to do that. Finally, we had our main event of the evening. It was Chris Jericho and Saraya teaming up to verse Adam Cole, baby, along with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Love them both doing the baby and the matching outfits. Saraya coming out with Chris Jericho here. And I thought, after watching this matchup, I just sat there and I was just like, why the fuck wasn't this the Double or Nothing match? Because this made more sense. I literally said that after the whole angle that they did, that should be the matchup at Double or Nothing. And after they unequivocally had the worst matchup on that card at Double or Nothing.
Damn.
With an unsanctioned match does not work on the same show that has an Anarchy in the Arena and a ladder match. It just doesn't fucking work, Tony Khan. You should have done this mixed tag team match at the pay-per-view and then done the unsanctioned or one-on-one matchup between Jericho and Adam Cole on this show. I think it would have worked a lot better. But this was all about, Britt Baker also getting her revenge on Saraya and Chris Jericho for that attack. A lot of interaction between the same gender competitors in this one. You had the Outcasts come out and jump Britt Baker on the outside, which Sheeta made the save with a kendo stick, sending him to the backstage area. You had Britt finally get some revenge on Chris Jericho, putting him in the lockjaw. I love this moment as she put on the glove as Jericho had on the walls of Jericho and just stuffed her fingers in his mouth and then dragged him down. Great stuff. And then she took out Saraya, and then Cole put Jericho away with the boom for the 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole and Britt Baker defeating Saraya and Chris Jericho, getting their revenge, and Adam Cole picks up 2 straight wins over Jericho. Now move the fuck on. It is over. And I would say that despite you having the worst match on an AEW pay-per-view in 2023 so far, you can move on. And this was a decent to good rivalry at the very least, because this rivalry has been about Cole and his relationship with Britt Baker, not fucking Sabu and the Jericho Appreciation Society. So this was the matchup that should have happened at Double or Nothing. What did you think about this main event here?
We're on the same page here. I did hear that the match at Double or Nothing stunk. I didn't realize it stunk that much. Holy shit.
It killed it. That's one reason where I won't go too hard on the crowd. Like I said, the crowd at Double or Nothing was arguably the worst AEW pay-per-view crowd, but there's a reason for that, and I really feel it was Cole and Jericho killed the fucking crowd for like an hour.
This match was fine. It did what it was supposed to do. It had all the silly spots you'd expect from these 4. I didn't mind it at all, though. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was quick and it was painless. I didn't really feel like it was main event worthy, but it was the only main event worthy match on the show. So, the fuck you gonna do? As long as we move on, this will be Well, I can't even say that. We'll move on because I was gonna say it's twice we moved on in decent time. I forgot how long the Ricky Starks shoot was, but it's short. It was short for a Jericho feud, but long for anything else.
Yes, that's the best way to describe that.
Yes, and so if we move on here, I'll be pleasantly thrilled, though I sincerely doubt it. Sorry, Charlie. Jericho needs a vacation. Go on vacation.
Yeah, on vacation. Or then the natural feud I think for Jericho now is Sammy Guevara. Since Sammy got a big babyface reaction because his babyface turn was he's having a kid. They completed that whole story arc at the pay-per-view with him having one of his best performances on an AEW pay-per-view as well in that matchup. And then in the entrance announcing he's having a baby, the crowd reacted to him like a babyface. He had a babyface type performance in that matchup. So naturally, you need to leave the heel group you're still a part of because you never said you were leaving that group.
Absolutely. They should definitely not let him leave. You gotta get jumped out. That's how gangs work.
I like that. EBV says this is the match that should have been at Double or Nothing. Then they can do an actual brutal unsanctioned match later down the line. No, they could have done the unsanctioned match on this show. You just reverse the order. That's all you need to do. You don't need to drag it off, say later down the road. No. That's Tony. That's your Tony Khan. That's still the Tony Khan influence on your right shoulder, which is the devil, next to the Jimmy on your left shoulder. That's Tony Khan telling you, oh no, we should have done it later down the line. No, you don't need it to go any fucking longer past the show after the pay-per-view. That's it. It's over.
Agreed. On all accounts.
Chilling with Chase saying this match would have been better for Double or Nothing. Everybody seems to agree with what I'm saying here, as well as you. MCAS saying both TK and Triple H said last weekend, new women's champions for the culture. Jade and Legend Bianca lost, and Stratton is the NXT women's champion. Well, that's HBK's call, not Triple H. So. Can't put that all on him. We got Ace saying this mixed tag match was good. We also got Chilling with Chase saying, yeah, the highlight of a Jericho versus Adam Cole match shouldn't have been Sabu half-assing his spots.
He's a 50-year-old man.
58 years old, nearly 60.
Jesus, he's a 60-year-old man who's fucking done the shit he's done. He's got an 80-year-old man's body.
Steven Chambers saying, ATK, hire SP3 as a booker. I'm here. I'm available. I'll take it.
Yes, his thoughts are not mine, clearly. So don't take it out on SP3 for my thoughts on you and your addictions to cocaine and being an idiot.
And this is why we play this.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You're bad at your job, all of them, but particularly being a booker, because that's the one I actually care about. And a teleprompter reader. That's how he books people. His red fire truck.
Bro says I can tell Tony Khan is a hopeless romantic because he loves pairing in real life couples together on TV. He does.
So weird. I mean, he's not the only person that does that, but he is obsessed.
Yeah. Steven Chambers saying, wouldn't mind seeing MJF versus Cole, Madam Cole, baby. I mean, this has kind of been the rumor for a couple of weeks now. Do you think that it should be Adam Cole as the next challenger from AEW against MJF?
I'm not mad at it, though I don't like Adam Cole losing another title match so soon. So
yeah.
Probably wait on it a little bit. Yeah.
I feel he probably needs like a feud in between, maybe versus someone from New Japan at Forbidden Door, and then have another feud on TV before he gets into a feud with MJF. Let him get a couple of feud wins under his belt before he eventually has to lose to MJF in the title match.
Indeed.
We got Steven who says JAS slowly will crumble. We also got Ace who says Daniel Garcia needs to leave JAS. I think you can wait on that only because Sammy is the one that definitely needs to leave JAS at this point if he's a babyface.
Agreed. And I feel like Garcia's finally found his his niche as a shitty heel. He's finally working.
I love the dance. We got Frantic World. This is SP3, Will Washington, and Brian Danielson to book AEW Collision. What a dream team. That would be the dream team.
Way too many darkies for Tony Khan's liking. That's one darkie too many. That's 100% more darkies than I need. Sorry.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's fucking bullshit.
Whatever you say, sir.
Kill him, but don't push me. That's Tupac.
Oh, I miss Stokely so much.
We got Outcasts that says Adam Cole versus MJF at Full Gear. He stops him from taking title to WWE. Yeah, if you're gonna make Cole the person who is gonna beat MJF, maybe you do that.
On what planet is that a good idea?
Hey, we said that in January when he cut that promo.
Who said what? Who said what about what? I know.
We
I have
said he
never
should be built up as the next big babyface in the company. We said that after that promo when he came back.
I said he should be built up as the next big babyface in the company.
You agreed with me. I said it, but you.
I'm about to say that doesn't sound like me. That's number one. And number two, even if I did say it, that don't mean take the belt off MJF for Adam Cole, like Adam Cole. But no. I'm not telling you who should do it. Darby is the best of a bunch of bad options. But that's it. That's it. Adam Cole.
Bad options.
Oh, I said he was, and not that he should. Right, because he said he wanted to win the belt, and I feel like that's an odd promise for a babyface to make if he's not going to actually do it. Where's Eddie at? Where's Kingston at? Because he's the best of a bunch of solid options.
Who's the other solid options besides Eddie Kingston?
Well, Eddie's a great option, and then Darby's the best of the bad options. So, like, he kind of elevates everything into like the decent range.
So he's an all right option.
Yes.
He's all right.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's with a headlock takeover. That completes the story. So I'm down.
That could be fun.
Down with after the pay-per-view. All right. Let us know in the live chat your match of the night, MVP, LVP, what you gave the show 1 through 10, and thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Of course, me and Jimmy will start with that. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the May 31st, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up from both of us out of 10. What did you give the show, Jimmy?
6.5.
I gave it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10. I thought the crowd was really good. Loved the Don Callis, Konosuke Takeshita segment. The main event was fun and should have been at the pay-per-view. The opening match was great with the Lucha Banditos versus the Blackpool Combat Club. And all the wrestling throughout the night I thought was either solid to great. So and the promo work was good as well. So that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10.
You know what? Something I actually hated on the show. I was just kind of disappointed in everything. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna pump to a 7.
That's a lot fair. We got MCats who gives it a 7 out of 10 and a thumbs up. We got Big Man Dog 7.5 out of 10. Chilling with Chase says thumbs up 7 out of 10. Frantic World says 8 out of 10, and Bro says 7.5 out of 10. Your match of the night, Jimmy.
Oy, shit. I'm gonna go with the opener, the BCC match. It's the only one I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, that's my match of the night. BCC versus Lucha Bandito. Thought there was a nice mix of the styles. Great matchup overall. And Wheeler Yuta winning was like the cherry on top to continue his little mini push there. LVP for the show, Jimmy.
I don't want to give it to Dummy. He's got to really earn it. Ooh. Jesus. Fuck. I don't like anything that happened on the show. Jungle Boy.
Dude,
to
I was
where
hoping
you
you said it. I was hoping you say that because that's my LVP for the show as well. It's Jungle Boy Jack Perry. How did Sammy Guevara not being on the show had a better week out of the Pillars who lost than Jungle Boy? Jungle Boy went all the way back, not even back to like, okay, let's go after the TNT and international titles. No, let's go all the way back to Jungle Hook. Yeah, like no. Let's what you were doing to bide your time before you got back into the title picture. You're back to that. Yeah. What you were doing before Christian came back. What you were doing to bide your time in between beating Luchasaurus and Christian coming back. You're back to that. You're LVP. MVP for the show, Jimmy.
There's only one right answer. I'm trying to think of another one. I can only think of one. It's got to be Callis and Takeshita. It just kind of is, right?
I agree. It's Don Callis. I'll give it to Don Callis just this week on his own. Don Callis. I thought Takeshita was great as well, but Don Callis, man, he might be the biggest heel in professional. Him and Dominic Mysterio are gonna have the competition on who can get bigger heat from week to week. I think it's gonna be a competition now. I love that segment. One of my favorite segments of the year, and maybe quite possibly in Dynamite history, because that heat, that heat was nuclear. It was nuclear. Come on, I loved it.
If Jungle Boy cuts his hair and goes full Hollywood, I owe Cash an apology. I will never shit on anything he ever says ever again, because that is a wild take to have come right.
That's why
that
you
would
need
be
to
wild.
The Four Pillars matchup, I thought it was a fantastic, one of the better four-way matches that I ever seen. And Jungle Boy having the way he got booed when he chose not to cheat. It's just you need to watch that. And it's proof that he needs to turn heel at this point. And I think Cash was right. Hollywood Jack Perry, yeah, I think that might be the route to do it.
I can't see him cutting his hair though. Nobody grows their hair that long if they gonna cut it. Like that's feel like a sign of pride. Maybe when he gets older, he'll cut it. I can't see it in the next 3 or 4 years or so.
Yeah. We got Chilling with Jay saying the Four Pillars match was awesome live. We got Big Man Dog saying Don for sure for MVP. MCAS says Don Callis for MVP. We got Slamming Sammy Joe. He says 8 out of 10. I like the 6-man match, but I'm biased. No, that was the best match in both of our eyes as well. He also says Jungle Boy should be going for the TNT championship. Could do that. Match of the night for Ace was BCC versus Lucha Bros and Bandito. We got Ace who says Jungle Boy for LVP. Big Man Dog says Don Callis had true heel heat. Name of the channel right there. We got Steven Chambers saying looks like Kota Ibushi may be all elite. Yeah, it looks like it's coming. But yes, that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Jimmy, please let the people know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on your channel, and all that good stuff.
Don't. I'm kind of over Twitter. It makes you sick. So don't follow me. You probably won't get much. It's shocking how many shitty opinions. I thought a couple you were rough. Oy, Twitter is like a sea of tripe, a sea of trite nonsense. Oy, shocking. I think I'm over it.
You're going off Twitter? You're going dark? You're just gonna see
going back to lurking.
Picture? You're gonna go dark like a WWE performer when the contract runs out. Check out his channel. We're eventually Atlanta. I put him on. I've converted him, ladies and gentlemen. He's converted to the tribe of Atlanta.
Fantastic show.
And I actually, before today's show, went to the early matinee and I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I really enjoyed your review of it. I watched it after I was done watching the movie for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
What did you think of them? What did you think of them? What did you think of the movie?
I still, probably in my all-time Marvel list, I still have Guardians 1 higher, but I now have Guardians 3 like probably right behind it. And I did agree with you that, yeah, it's the best by it's not even close by a country mile the best Marvel movie since No Way Home. Like no, like all these Marvel movies have been very, very mid. I still have to watch Ant-Man. Now that it's on Disney Plus, I'll watch it because I wasn't going to pay money to go see Ant-Man in the theaters. But I like the Black Panther 2 as well. That was my other one that I had second to No Way Home. But yeah, this is now. I think it can be a debate, honestly, what was better between No Way Home and Guardians. Just the peaks, the tear jerking moments, the ending, the hallway scene. Oh my god. That's up there with some Daredevil hallway scenes. That's one of
that was great.
Favorite hallway scenes of all time.
That was fucking great. Speaking of Jungle Boy, going back to where he belongs, look at The Rock. As Frantic World brings up. The Rock didn't have that Black Adam thing work out, so you know what? Fuck it. I'll go back to the Fast and Furious nonsense.
Yeah, I heard he's in the post-credit scenes. Oh, man. I was like, poor little Ting-Ting. Poor little Ting-Ting.
I mean, to be fair, Rock, how long do you think this run was going to last? Like, your run has been outrageous. Congratulations to you, sir. But, yeah, it's not going to last forever. Time to cash out.
Especially when you get into cockiness, and then he's got all the controversy about eating children and stuff like that going on.
What? What?
Yeah, a whole like thing in Hollywood about the people higher up in Hollywood having children and kidnapping people and stuff like that.
Would you stop it?
It's weird when you go down that rabbit hole. It's weird. It gets weird.
Stop it.
I still got one other movie I need to go to the theaters for, and that's Across the Spideyverse, of course.
Oh, I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Let me know what you think. My daughter's even into it. She now recognizes when she sees Spider-Man, she says Miles more than she says Peter.
Oh, yeah, she's watching Alex Jones. Absolutely. What? Big controversy about the eating children over there. We know Hollywood libtards are weird shit going on over there.
I'm just saying. And yes, I did say that earlier, MCAS, that I think Omega is going to be at Dominion this Sunday to probably confront Will Ospreay or maybe possibly recruit Okada against the Blackpool Combat Club, since Moxley and Claudio will be making his New Japan debut at Dominion. So a lot of options for Omega if he is in Japan. But
these fucking weirdos.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine. It says it right here at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Hill Heat. I will be back here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time for our NJPW Dominion preview, discussing everything that's going to be going down this Sunday live from Osaka at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion. Do we think Yota Tsuji is going to defeat Sonata? What do you think is going to happen with Claudio Castagnoli's debut in New Japan? Is Kenny Omega going to be there? Join myself, Jay News, and Scott Edwards of Fightful, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Also check out
horrendous.
Also, check out my NJPW Best of Super Juniors 30 final review. We had Scott Edwards jump on, do a run-in for that, talking about the tournament, our MVPs for the tournament, the must-watch matches, and of course, we talk about that fantastic final between Master Motto and Teton. But you can also see me on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, back at our regular time, True Hill Heat 228. It will be myself. It will be the True Draw Josh, and we have special guests. The man who came up with our overlay here, Mike from Indeed, will be joining us. Plus, we got another special guest, but you'll have to tune in on Saturday to join us for that. But thank you so much to everyone in our live chat for your thoughts. No, I did not do any spoilers. I didn't say any spoilers about the movie, just the hallway scene. That's it.
He's talking about the Fast 5, Fast 10.
Who cares? I'm saving you $13. It's like, what? You should be thanking me. You should be thanking me. I am liking the trailers for that, for the Flash movie. I don't know if I'll see it in the theaters. It looks good, though. It does look good. But yes, we'll talk about Dominion tomorrow. We'll talk about the weekend wrestling on Saturday. But thank you so much to Jimmy, as always, for joining me. Thank you for everyone in the live chat. And, of course, thanks to Mike from Indeed for the overlay. This has been AEWramble, episode 96. Everybody hates Callis. We are signing off until next time. Peace, y'all.